Claims made by Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter and his co-founder, in a recent interview to a YouTube channel has sparked a major controversy. He has made quite a few sensational claims in a candid conversation about the pressures on the social media platform during an interview to a YouTube channel named Breaking Point. In the interview, Dorsey claimed that Indian authorities had threatened Twitter's India offices with shutdowns and raids on employees if it did not comply with official requests to take down posts and restrict accounts that were critical of the government during protests by farmers in 2020 and 2021. He was referring to the Delhi Police Special Cells raids at Twitter India's Delhi and Gurugram offices on May 24, 2021 at the peak of the farmers' protest. His startling claims imply that the Indian authorities attempted intimidating measures and coercive tactics to make Twitter follow their instructions. Besides India, he also mentioned pressure emanating from governments in Turkey and Nigeria. The claims also hint to the fact that authorities in India had tried to silence the voices who were reporting on the farmers' protests, and the requests were an attempt to censor those voices. Farmers had carried out huge protests for over a year starting in 2020, demanding reforms in agriculture laws. Those agitations were called off after the government finally withdrew the 3 legislations that were at the center of the controversy. Back then, the issue around Twitter in India had also involved a toolkit tweeted by climate activist Greta Thunberg for the farmers' protest. The document was edited and shared by a 21-year-old Indian environmental activist Disha Ravi, who was later jailed for it. However, Indian government has completely rejected all of these claims made by Jack Dorsey. In a tweet, Union IT Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar rubbished those claims, tweeting that it is perhaps an attempt to brush out a dubious period of Twitter's history during that time of protests. In a long post, Rajiv Chandrasekhar hit back at Jack Dorsey, saying that on his watch, Twitter was in repeated and continuous violation of Indian law and that the Dorsey Twitter regime had a problem accepting the sovereignty of Indian law. The Union Minister added that Twitter under Dorsey had a problem removing misinformation from the platform in India when they did it themselves when a similar event took place in the USA. He said that the government's focus was only on compliance of Indian law to check misinformation that was being deliberately spread on Twitter, and it in no ways had taken recourse to intimidation tactics. The government, he asserted, was obligated to remove misinformation from the platform because it had the potential to further inflame the situation based on fake news. The Union Minister further added that there was ample evidence in the public domain about Twitter's arbitrary, blatantly partisan and discriminatory conduct and misuse of its power on its platform during that period in the violation of Article 14 and 19 of the Indian Constitution. The fire and firefighting has started after these claims and rebuttal, and it needs to be seen when it would be eventually put out.